There's something happening to you. Slowly, quietly, without anyone pointing it out. Without a checklist or calendar to follow. It just begins. Maybe it starts on a morning like any other. You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, but something is different. Your face looks softer. Your eyes brighter. The lines you used to worry about, they're still there, but they don't feel as heavy. They don't speak as loudly. You laugh more freely now. You speak with a calmer presence. You're more grounded, but somehow lighter. And without doing anything special, no new skincare, no green juices, no expensive serums, you've started to look younger. But this isn't about reversing time. This isn't about your diet or your water intake or even sleep. No, this is something deeper. Something more sacred. This is what happens when your soul starts to awaken and your body, your energy, begins to align with the truth of who you really are. Because if you are a chosen one, your aging process doesn't follow the normal rules. Your body was never just physical, it has always been a vessel of energy, of memory, of light. And the moment you stop resisting your purpose, the moment your spirit finally exhales, your entire being responds. You begin to glow from the inside out. People notice it. They say you look refreshed, radiant, renewed. But you haven't changed a thing, not on the surface. What they're seeing is your alignment. What they're feeling is your frequency. And that cannot be faked. The shift begins in silence. It often begins in the quiet moments. In the mornings when you roll out of bed and expect the usual tired eyes, the drained expression, but instead, your face looks rested. Your jaw feels relaxed. Your expression no longer carries the tension it used to. And you're surprised, because you didn't sleep longer. In fact, some nights you barely slept at all. But here's the truth. Chosen ones don't just sleep, they heal in silence. They receive, they process, they transform, even in dreams. While your conscious mind drifts, your soul works, clearing, shedding, purifying. You're not just resting, you're recalibrating. You're dissolving years of emotional residue. Shame. Conditioning. It melts away, night by night. And when you wake up, you return a little more. And that shows. In your face. In your voice. In your eyes. That's what people mean when they say, there's something different about you. Your face remembers. Have you ever noticed how trauma leaves marks on people's faces? They age rapidly, almost overnight. As if the soul steps back and the burden steps in. Now imagine the reverse. As a chosen one awakens, the masks they wore begin to fall away. The people pleaser. The overachiever. The guarded version. The wounded child. Each mask carried weight. Each role tightened the muscles around your eyes, your mouth, your brow. But now, you're not performing anymore. You're not trying to be anything other than yourself. And your face knows it. Your features soften. Not in a cosmetic way, but in a truth-frequency way. It's not about perfection or symmetry. It's about authenticity. And authenticity always looks youthful. You're not glowing because of makeup, you're glowing because you're free. At first, it's small. Someone gives you a compliment. You look really good today. You brush it off. Then it happens again. And again. Strangers smile at you. Friends say you look rested, even when you're not. People ask what you're doing differently. But the truth is, you're not doing anything new. You're simply not carrying what you used to. And that shift? It's magnetic. Your energy field is no longer cluttered with past pain, fear of the future, or the need to prove yourself. You're lighter because you've stopped carrying what was never yours. Your relationship with light changes. You start craving sunlight, not just in the practical sense, but in the soul sense. You feel called to open the curtains, to walk outside barefoot, to pause and feel the sun on your skin, not as heat, but as communion. And something beautiful happens. Your body stops bracing against it. Your skin stops resisting. You're no longer reacting, you're receiving. Because now, your body doesn't see the world as a threat. It sees it as home. This isn't about sun-kissed selfies. This is about your cells remembering that light is nourishment. That nature is your mirror. And your glow, the one people keep noticing, that's just your body in harmony with life again. You move differently. You're not even aware of it at first. But your movements shift. You walk with ease. You stop rushing. Your shoulders drop. Your neck loosens. You sit differently, stand differently, like someone who belongs. And it's not because you're trying to fix your posture. It's because you've stopped shrinking. Before awakening, we live in survival mode. We move from anxiety. We fidget. We hold our breath. We slouch under invisible burdens. But once your nervous system starts to trust life again, your body follows. And suddenly, you move like someone who's safe inside their own skin. That kind of grace isn't performative. It's presence. And presence is magnetic. Your laughter returns. Your laugh changes too. It used to be polite, measured, a tool to diffuse tension or blend in. But now, it spills out. Unexpected, uncontrolled, free, comes from the gut, from somewhere ancient and familiar. And when it rises, it feels like your soul is exhaling. This is the laugh of someone who has survived themselves, who has stopped performing, who has remembered joy not as a reaction, but as a birthright. And joy, when it's that deep, doesn't just change your mood. It changes your biology. Your cheeks lift. Your eyes twinkle. Your face becomes animated by truth, not performance. That's why people can't quite describe what's different, but they feel it. You speak about time differently. Without noticing, you stop saying things like, "I'm too old," "It's too late," "I missed my window," because those beliefs, they just don't feel true anymore. They feel like lies someone once handed you. Instead, you start living by feeling. You move when the energy is right, not when the calendar says it's time. And in doing so, you step out of time's shadow. You stop aging by the rules of the world and start living by the rhythm of your soul. You become timeless. People notice. They stop asking your age. They start asking for your energy. "What's your secret?" they whisper. But the truth is, you're not doing anything. You just stopped resisting who you are. You remember the you before the world happened? The most beautiful shift of all is the return. One day, you hum a song you loved as a child. Another day, you laugh, and it sounds like the younger you. You find yourself drawn to colors, textures, scents, not because they're trendy, but because they feel like home. You start reclaiming the pieces of you that got buried under roles and responsibilities. The softness, the silliness, the play, the dreams. This isn't regression. This is remembering. And as you remember, your body does too. It lightens. It loosens. It aligns. You're not aging backwards. You're simply returning to yourself. And every cell in your being rejoices. Because you've stopped trying to be who you were told to be, and started becoming who you always were. You were never meant to age under the weight of the world. You were never meant to wrinkle under pressure. You were meant to radiate from peace, to walk in truth, to laugh with your whole face, to glow from your center. You were never meant to shrink with time. You were meant to expand through alignment. So if you've noticed the changes, the softness, the lightness, the glow, you're not imagining it. You're awakening. You're becoming timeless. You're coming home. And your face, your skin, your laughter, they're just reflections of that return. Keep awakening. If this resonated with you, if your soul whispered, "Yes, this is me," then you are remembering. You are not behind. You are right on time. Let your transformation continue. Let your truth rise. Let your body reflect your alignment, because the most radiant version of you is the one who's finally free.